now.
Like right now?
Alright, I guess we're back. Sorry we had some technical difficulties, but they should be solved. We're in the middle of talking about... I don't know if we finished talking about the Energy Removal 2. Or Crushing Hammer.
It's a stupid card. Next.
No, it's not, but next.
We're finished.
Does anybody else want to talk about any other cards coming out of the set? Not just focus on Crushing Hammer. Like, do you guys want to talk a little bit about Energy Switch, maybe?
More about how I hate Crushing Hammer.
Can we talk about how...
Hey, we can do it all day.
How awesome the Embor line art is? Oh my god. I love that art. Like, every time I look at it, I just go, oh, that just shot me right here.
Has everyone here seen the Embor art?
I'm looking at it right now. What the heck?
Look at it.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Family grows up together.
Yeah.
Aww,
Yeah, it's me right here.
But it was a little T-Pig when...
It's me right here every time I see it.
Like, it's so, like, not a big deal. I don't know what you guys' problem is.
I don't know, man. It's pretty cool. I don't know if it makes sense. Like, you don't really think Inferno Fandango when you see this card, you know? You don't.
No,
think,
you see.
whoa.
You see, like this.
That Embor looks pretty shady. Look at his eyes.
He's like a bear cub you raised.
Looks like
from
he's
the-
about to eat that little kid.
like you raised a bear in your home, and all of a sudden, oh no, it's a wild animal. Oops.
The Embor's like, this little baby's about to replace me.
Doesn't strike fear into me like the other Emperors do.
Yeah, well, Embor doesn't really strike fear into anyone. Let's be honest.
His days of fear are over, but they might be coming back. Who knows?
You never know.
If it does come back, I will be trading or buying 4 of those Embors.
All right, guys. Last chance to talk about Energy Switch. I know you
Uh-oh, yeah, uh-oh.
Darkrai is the deck that gains the most from that, I think.
Yeah.
And ho-oh.
Besides Oro.
With the rules changes, with no catcher specifically.
Plasma's dead. Plasma could barely keep 50-50s with 4 catchers.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine the deck on flips.
I will beat you with Plasma.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Energy Switch. I think it'll find a few homes. I think the card's always been pretty underrated. Like, people tend to just avoid playing it, but it's basically like an energy attachment if your Pokemon don't get KO'd, or one hit KO'd anyways. I feel like obviously it's gonna find a home in Darkrai. That's a no-brainer. But the fact that it powers Darkrai up, I think it might make Darkrai still viable coming into this new format again. I mean, I have to be the first one to admit that I haven't play tested this at all since the rule changes. So, I mean, I'm just going off of theory, but greatest theoretical mind is rarely wrong, and I think Energy Switch is going to be a player.
Definitely. I think the biggest... Well, I overlooked this, but it's huge in Virizion decks. Like, that's a card that just, like, blows that deck way up a lot. It makes it a lot better. Like, after you Emerald Slash, normally those energy just stay there, and you're like, I don't want to attack with Virizion again. And now you can actually move those energy off. Like, that's super good, that deck.
Yeah, like you could attack with Genesect, G-Booster, discard 2, right? And then just attach, Energy Switch, do it again.
Yep.
So there's a lot of options with...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it goes without saying that this is going to be the most important card coming out of this set. For some reason, I keep forgetting
Next,
the name of this.
yeah, I mean, it's like the second most important card. The first one...
Gothitelle.
Wait, it's like the 4th most important card, because 1, 2, and 3 are Embor, Tepig, and Pignite.
Look, can we just take a look? The art on the set is pretty much beautiful. There's a lot of good pictures.
Yeah.
Like,
Not the kind of guy that looks at art, but
the Bouffalot, come on, his afro is a nest.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even read the cards anymore. I just look at the pictures when I play, so... The pictures are everything for me.
That Piplup is adorable. Come on. The shiny one?
Not a fan.
What? How can you not be a fan of Piplup?
He's like my least favorite water Pokemon.
Look
and I'm like,
at that
water
picture and tell me you're not a fan
Man.
of Piplup.
I've seen
right?
Piplups do terrible things to non-Glaceons.
Piplup just never did it for me. It never
Listen.
ever did.
And how about the Torchic? It's in a box eating apples.
Do you know how fierce Piplups are, Krim? It's done terrible, terrible things to, like, Gardevoirs. It's done terrible, terrible things to, like,
Torchic looks pretty cool.
Magmatars, Evolutions.
The full art Emolga, that's awesome.
Ooh, yeah, those are cool.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of cool full art cards coming in the set. So
And I don't know what Kyle's thinking, but that might be the worst round attack of all time.
At least you don't attack with it.
you just put it on the bench.
Point.
Oh
yeah! All of a sudden, it just clicks.
Hasn't watched Bad Deck Monday.
Nope. Bad friend.
Oh man, well this bad friend just became a fan of Melody X. That's pretty cool. I didn't think of that. Like I was just like, why would I attach 3 seconds? Kyle, you're dumb.
No, I remember seeing that card like
Yeah, it
maybe
doesn't do anything. the
maybe like
entire
half a
game
year
except
ago
sit
and
on
being
your bench.
like, Kyle's deck is gonna explode with this card.
Hey. Anyway.
Next
And
topic.
The best supporter of all time, Cedric Juniper. All right.
I'm disappointed Imakuni didn't get
I still like
printed.
Hooligans, Jim and Cass better.
I'm disappointed Imakuni did not get printed.
You know, and
Me too.
I didn't think I was going to say this before we move on from the set. I didn't think I was going to say this, but I actually think the set is an absolute hit. I feel like they did everything right, including like awesome pull rates, incredible art, incredible supporters like Cedric Juniper, Crushing Hammer's back. Yes. Just kidding. I'm not fist bumping for Crushing Hammer.
They should just make every set have this pull rate.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Somehow I doubt that.
Yeah,
The secondary market just collapse.
This is legendary treasure, guys. Treasures.
Yep.
Treasures.
Only reason there's so many ultra rares is because of the Radiant collection, I think.
Because of
Yeah,
reprints.
if any of the viewers have any more questions, like if we didn't cover a card that you guys might have wanted us to cover or whatever, don't forget to ask questions on our Facebook page. Can somebody please post a link on that?
I had a bunch
Ask questions on our Facebook page, and we'll definitely get to them as soon as we get done with our break. Before we go to a break, we do want to announce one more thing, and we have a new member of the top
break
10.
already?
We just had a break.
No, we didn't have a break, man. We had a
Interruption. We had a brief break. We can
We got more stuff to talk about.
we can
man.
power through. Come on, keep going.
I ran out of my list. All right, we're down to one last item on my list. Do you want to cover? Okay, what do you want to cover before I talk about my last item?
What's your last item?
I'm introducing a new member of the team.
Oh, the playmate. Yeah, we'll get to that. No, we need to talk about how does the game change after the rules change. Like, what decks are good and what decks are bad. We didn't even talk about that.
We briefly
Yeah.
did, sorta.
Yeah,
very,
briefly.
very lightly. Very lightly.
We said
I
which deck's
do
gonna
not
come out of the shadows.
know. I don't know.
It was
I
on my
don't know.
list, so I talked about it. All right, you know what?
I don't know.
You're right.
Okay.
If you want to talk a little
Kyle,
bit,
this is just gonna be just a conversation between you and me.
if
Apparently.
you want to go a little bit more
I mean,
in depth,
I think it's fair to say none of us really know the answer, but it's interesting to talk about. Like, a lot of things have changed.
absolutely. I
All
can
right.
agree with you. Please, be my guest. Start it up.
All right.
I'm gonna
first
play-
of all,
Plasma Kyurem Garbodor.
When I said start it up, I guess I meant Ben.
good luck.
That's a good deck. It beats Empoleon.
Good luck with that.
I've play tested it.
Good luck.
All right.
All right, let's go, Kyle. Go.
You guys are haters. Screw
The
you.
decks that come out on top in this rule change between catcher and the first turn rules. Virizion Genesect gets a lot better. You have the reliable catcher with Genesect. That's just a good deck, period. Blastoise
Virizion
gets
never
better.
attacked turn anyways.
Exactly. Blastoise, same concept. You don't attack turn one. Now you don't have your Squirtles in danger of catcher. Not as often, at least. I think that's clearly going to be one of, if not the best deck. I will say, sure, Empoleon will be good now.
Now, why would you say that?
It always had a problem getting knocked out early. You can get turn one really easily, and your Piplups can get catchered very easily, but not anymore. Now you actually have a chance to evolve them.
Yeah, and do you realize how broken Empoleons are when you get 3 of them out? Do you enjoy drawing 6 cards a turn for free?
Do
Because
you enjoy losing the game to Ben Potter?
if the answer is yes to either of these, play Empoleon.
All right, we'll let Cram talk about Empoleon in a little bit, but continue your train of thought.
At first, I thought Darkrai was going to take a big hit because you can't junk hunt if you go first. But I think Garbodor becomes way stronger because it can't get Catchered out anymore. So I actually think Darkrai Garbodor probably gets a little better overall, mostly because of Crushing Hammer. That's a deck to look for. Decks on Snide here. Plasma, that's number 1. Like that deck got destroyed. Both of those rule changes absolutely killed Plasma, I think.
We'll see.
I do think it's still a solid deck, but it's not nearly as good as before. Big basic decks like Mewtwo, Landorus, those are gone. Trying to think of some other ones, but if you guys have anything to say, go ahead.
Decks on the rise, Tool Drop.
I actually am mixed on that. I played it, and that's not very good against Crushing Hammer, let me tell you.
You're right. However, if you avoid that matchup, I agree, you 100% lose to Darkrai Garbodor, whatever. But against other decks that don't run Enhanced Hammer, man, do you do a lot of damage when your Sigilifts and Masquerades can't get captured.
Plasma Kyurem Garbodor is a pretty good deck.
Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Empoleon is very, very good. The big like Kyle said, the big downfall was you getting knocked out early, but can't get knocked out early anymore. So,
Unless they play Thunderous.
and
Now,
then
I
if
mean,
you,
you do
who
max
cares?
a relatively low amount of damage when you're talking about fighting against the X's.
Have you heard of Silverbangle?
Yes.
Have you heard of Iris?
Yes.
Have you heard of One Shots for One Energy Sucker?
I mean,
Have you heard of your opponent
if you live
not
the dream.
filling their bench?
Yeah.
Have
If
you
live
heard
the
of
dream.
Lugia EX?
Listen. Empoleon's the real deal. I'm just gonna have to spend some time stopping you fools.
Listen, I want you to keep hyping it, because I will beat that deck every time.
Now, I don't think the deck's gonna be bad. Please don't, misconstrue what I'm trying to say. I just think that realistically speaking, the deck obviously still has a lot of weaknesses that haven't been addressed. Weaknesses that held it back before. Just because you don't have to fight against Pokemon Catcher all the time, doesn't necessarily mean that your Empoleon's gonna be, running wild. A good opponent would usually do pretty well against Empoleon, given their own bench manipulation against you.
I think
Sometimes,
the biggest,
obviously, sometimes it's inevitable.
the biggest thing is that there are just more options now. You can play more things. Like, you don't have to be scared of benching something and immediately having it Catchered out. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
there's the opportunity to play Jirachi EX. There's an opportunity to play Electrode and Musharna and actual support Pokemon. So you can actually have them sit there, and you don't have to worry about it immediately being knocked out. So I think that actually adds a lot of depth to the game that we've been missing for quite a while.
I kept trying to figure out a way for Ninetales to beat Virizion, and then
I did.
I mean, you have to do some gimmicks to do it with Ninetales.
You gotta run Garbodor.
Yeah, no, but see, if you
Boom.
you have to do it and then catch Bright Look of Virizion and then Garbodor, and then do your thing.
Ninetales is
Um,
definitely a winner in these rule changes.
I agree. Ninetales is a winner. The Virizion
has
is
to be,
also Virizion is also a winner.
Round is a winner.
True?
I gotta ask you guys, do you guys feel like Pokemon Catcher is gonna be played?
Yes.
In heavy number?
Yes.
No.
In certain decks, yes, but
No,
not everywhere.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Is in the overall spectrum of things. Obviously, there's gonna be some decks that just always have to play it.
Well,
But
yeah,
I mean, you feel
yeah.
like you're going to be playing against a large amount of Pokemon catchers throughout a tournament.
But you won't feel
Much
obligated.
less than I was before.
You won't feel obligated to run Pokemon Catcher because, like, okay, do you remember like way back, like 6 corners or 4 corners or whatever? Both were actual decks. You played Reversal, not in the 6 corners one because Catcher was legal, but the 4 corners one you did. You played Reversal in it.
Yeah.
And because it's an aggro deck, and with aggro decks, you want to play reversals. You'll take the coin flip every time. However, if you're more of a setup deck, you don't need to take that risk because you're not going for the early game.
Unless it's
Yeah.
2011.
In Pokemon,
Yes.
Pokemon,
Then there is no setup deck.
in
Then you
Pokemon
must
having,
reversal
sacrifice
Emboar
and
triple
burning
plus
and,
power.
For coin flips never really been an issue. Like having things like what was it, Energy Removal 2 back in the day, and I'm trying to remember Pokemon Catcher's old name.
Reversal.
Pokemon Reversal.
Pokemon Reversal. I'm sorry. Pokemon Reversal back in the day.
Gust
Like, it
of
was
Wind.
never like, yeah, it was never like one of those situations where you're just like, man, I don't know if I can afford to draw into a few of these, because that's not the issue. Like, it's always been, can my deck afford to like play? Can I afford to fit these into my 60 card deck? Like that's always been the issue, and aggro decks have always been able to say, yeah, of course. Like it's one of the few cards that I can fit in. But setup decks tend to play more Pokemon. They tend to play more energies, so they have to make a lot more cuts, and obviously rare candies and stuff like that. So that's usually where it doesn't have as much of an effect anymore. Like, obviously you would want to knock out your opponent's Cling Cling or whatever. I keep mentioning Cling Cling. I guess I have like a vendetta against it still. But you would want to knock out your opponent's stage 2 in the bench that's being set up. But currently there's no true need for it, because there's no metagame that really says everybody's playing setup decks that they just put energies onto they manually attach energies onto their bench Pokemon and then bring it up. If that ever does happen again, if we ever see a metagame like that again, then Pokemon Reversal will be everywhere. Catcher will be everywhere. But until that metagame comes back, where people are relying on the fact that Pokemon Catcher's on a flip, then I don't expect it to be a necessary evil.
I think the only reason Pokemon Catcher was so strong was because of Junk Arm, or I mean Pokemon Reversal. So people are like scarred by it, like the Junk Arm thing. That's no longer an issue. And when Pokemon Reversal is just a 4 of at most on a coin flip, whatever, not a big deal.
I've played against several decks that still play for Pokemon Catcher online, and I gotta say, every time it comes down, I'm like, wow, this feels nice. It didn't just happen instantly. Oh, I'm not even upset you flipped heads. At least you had to flip heads.
Yeah.
And then the next one they flip tails. I'm like, oh, my Pokemon lived this time. Oh, this is a lot
Can't wait to
better
see
than
you
before.
react to 4 heads.
You're-
Can't wait to see you.
You're just
That's
like
already happened. I wasn't mad because I've already been through that. All right,
You're-
I've been through 2 years of them not having to flip for it, so I expect the worst. And when it doesn't happen,
We're losing Kyle.
I'm jumping for it in the way it should be.
yeah, like I think we've all forgotten a few players' hidden skills though because of this, because they haven't had flip coins in a while, and come the days where Chris Bianchi's gonna kill. He's just gonna murder people with Pokemon Reversal.
Let's not forget our own Michael Paramount. All right,
Whoa! I'm not even that good at flipping coins.
give me a break. I was reading a quote from a viewer. All you need is reversal heads and 3+ powers.
Yeah, I saw that.
2011. Oh man, those were the days. That
I
was
did
his
that
argument to
twice.
everything. That was
in one
Graham's argument
game.
to everything.
Well, like it was like the only way you could deal with Emboar. It's like, how do you deal with Emboar? Well, you got your one
All you
strategy.
need is
You got
I like
this
how
one
you-
strategy. You do reversal heads, 3+ power, knock out the Emboar, and then you pray that they do not get a second Emboar out.
Wasn't that bad when you had twins, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had junk arms and stuff like that. You could do it twice. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, no problem.
That's what you
I've
said.
done it.
Like, I
I've
got
done
junk
it.
arms. I'm cool. I'm good.
I've done it a lot.
All right. Can we talk about our new member yet, please?
Sure.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
kicked Drew
alright.
off.
we
No, we
now
didn't
have a
kick the
sixth
ball.
member of the Top Cut.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Um,
Woo!
Obviously, you guys are currently seeing our new logo right between our four heads, and Ric Flair's, and that is
Oh, that's
actually that's actually our new mascot. We have a mascot named Kurt, and he's going to be representing us in pretty much all facets of our merchandising and everything that goes with it, including our playmats, which we just came up with. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I really hope I say it right. But huge thank you to Amanda Coves. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce it. But she's been an incredible help, and she's so talented. And I can't thank her enough, because these are incredibly well done and beautiful.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Woo!
Come on.
But you know what? Huge thank you to her. And the playmats that were made were actually just they just arrived in Kyle's house in like 4 days ago or something like that. And they're beautiful. I can't wait to get mine in to my house. I'm gonna be not using it as a mouse pad, that's for sure. I'm gonna be playing it as soon as I
Whoa!
can.
Did we just find out a secret what you were doing with the old playmats?
No, man. I have an old one that I use as a mouse pad now, but I
Oh.
have a new one that's
Right now.
nice and rolled up. But yeah, anyways, the playmat it includes the actual Kurt as a full-blown mascot, including color and everything, and it's just very beautiful. And then we have a silhouette of him in our logo, which we use for pretty much everything else. And we're just really excited to kind of like rebrand ourselves and really show you guys that it's all about just playing. And the old logo that we had was as beautiful as it was. It didn't really show what we were about. Like, we're about playing. We're about becoming great players, teaching each other, and bringing our information out to you guys. And I think that's what Kurt represents. Kurt represents that very well. Like, he's a player. That's what he is. And I'm just super excited for it. And I'm excited for the new merchandise to roll around. I know we're gonna be making shirts and stuff soon. So
Yeah.
super excited.
when
What do you guys think about Kurt?
Wow, when I first saw Kurt, I was blown away. That was like my first reaction. I was just like, "Oh wow, he's so cool." And I never would have like thought of someone submitting a mascot, but when she did, it was by far my favorite, at least.
Absolutely. Potter?
Kurt's pretty cool. He's I think he's a sweet
He's my buddy.
representation of the game. Like, serious business.
Yeah,
Serious business.
I thought it was a nice touch on the outfit he was wearing too. I thought that was a nice touch. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
when I saw that, I was also blown away. First of all, that someone would even put in that amount of effort just for our playmat contest. But it's taken a life of its own. I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I'm really happy with how everything's turning out. And big thank you to Amanda for all the work she's done. Big things are ahead.
Absolutely. So yeah, please take a look at our playmat if you guys haven't seen it already. We do have it on sale now. It's currently, the link was posted, but it's on our website, thetopcut.net. Again, we're going to have new shirts coming out. We're going to be rolling out new shirts with it. And if you guys have any suggestions or anything else that entails our logo or whatever, please, we're always open to suggestions and input and all that good stuff. Whew, I think it's time for a break. I think it's time that we start letting people ask us some viewer questions. What do you guys think, huh?
Let's just ask the viewer questions now.
Yeah, we already took a break.
Take a short break, huh?
No.
We could all finish.
Drink water.
We could
a water
finish
break.
by
Nope,
11.
Need a water break.
Here,
we'll be taking
I have a
some
water
breaks
right
on
here
you.
for you.
To let you guys ask some more questions. I am gonna.
And then how about you just step out? We'll start answering questions. You just come back.
We don't need you for this.
Are you trying to say that I'm not needed?
Listen, there's
That's
only
what I just said.
there's only
You
room
need
if
a break, you take one.
there's only room for 5 members in the Top Cut, and we've acquired Kurt. So
Drew's in.
I hate to break this to you all of a sudden.
Well, apparently I'm not gonna be coming back. No, we'll be back in a few minutes, guys. And go ahead and ask your questions, and we'll be right back to answer it. See you soon.